WandaVision, we're at just about like the middle of the series now. And
Yep.
something quite interesting. Well, first of all, like let's take a look at the series overall at the midway point, and then let's talk about like just a somewhat point of interest that's kind of blown up the internet. Darius, I don't know if you have any thoughts on like anything that's going on so far. Also, I'm gonna
Yeah,
give a spoiler warning if you want to fast forward like 5 or 10 minutes into like the next section where we'll be talking about the Black Panther TV series. That's fine. But Darius, go ahead.
yeah, WandaVision, this was definitely the episode that got a lot of people's heads turning, for sure. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, one of the biggest reveals really is Quicksilver's back, but not in the way
Yep.
that you expect. And this is the Quicksilver from the Fox's X-Men universe. So if you've watched those and you're familiar with that actor that plays Quicksilver, he's in WandaVision as Quicksilver.
Ah, okay. I Here's the thing. I didn't pick up on that. I saw that like,
I did.
okay, he's what's it like? I saw that he's back, and I'm like, oh wow, like Wanda's really going to like really extreme lengths to create the reality that she wants. But the fact that
Is she
Quicksilver is
though?
being played, that Quicksilver is being played by someone in the Fox original franchise, that's interesting because I'm like, wait, that guy looks pretty different. And they even make a mention of it in the episode that like, oh, she recasted Quicksilver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious as far as like what the angle they're going at with this is. Like, are they trying to introduce like the multiverse or something like that? Which I think is very
I mean,
possible.
I think it is. I think this is definitely them introducing the multiverse. We're hearing rumors of Spider-Man 3 supposedly having the multiverse. Doctor Strange supposed to be going into it's called Multiverse of Madness. And so and they said WandaVision is sort of that stepping stone. And so when I saw cuz in the movies in the X-Men he plays Peter Maximoff, his name's not Pietro. So and I think they intentionally did this because to me, when I was watching it, I was like, "That's not the Quicksilver from the MCU, of course." But also, it's weird because it's like this is definitely intentional, and I think there's definitely more behind Wanda and everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it seems like she's the big bad, right? Or like she's supposed to be like almost going villainous in a sense. But again, for me personally, I think there's much more behind it. I think the including this specific because there's no way like when you're going through this show and you're making this show there has to be a reason why you chose him and not Aaron Taylor
Aaron Taylor.
Johnson that
Maybe he's
plays
just
the
an
other
asshole.
Quicksilver. Hmm?
Maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson's an asshole, and they just got tired of him. They're like, all right, we had someone else do the role recently. Why not? But
Probably.
I highly doubt that that's the reason. Like, I do think that them bringing back that specific actor like is spelling
Mm-hmm.
something bigger as far as the multiverse. Again, I'm not going to pretend to know much about it, but like I've heard the term thrown around like enough by you and like a couple other buddies of mine to have like some kind of familiarity with it. But like without harping too much on Quicksilver and just taking a look at the series progression overall, I'm happy with the direction that they're going in.
Yeah.
And I'm still at the point where like, okay, I still don't know what they're gonna do. I still love how they're blending like that, old fashioned sitcom vibe with the
Yeah.
mystery unraveling as far as like, what's real and what's not. Like why is everything the way they are? I love the direction that they're taking this in.
Yeah, same here. I mean, in general, I think this show is just going. This show feels like the fate, and they've said this sort of before. This is the phase one of the next 5 years of the MCU. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're planting the seeds of a multiverse. They're planting the seeds of going further and expanding the MCU. And one of the reasons I also say that is because of Monica Rambeau, Tanoia Paris's character. I absolutely love her. I can't wait to see what they do with that character because I think there's so much more that they're going to explore as she is from the comics, a superhero. But also knowing that how Sword is operating sort of like Shield, but also going forward after all the movies that just happened, where we had Captain Marvel, where we had the Scrolls, the invasion, everything like that, and hearing about the next other projects that they're developing, it's going to be interesting how certain things unravel. Cause right now, even I'm right now for me, even as a comic nerd, I still don't know. Even my theories are kind of going all over the place, and I'm just like,
And,
okay, this is a lot going right now.
exactly. And like here's the thing too, like we don't know where this is going, but I feel like they're building up to something huge. And my concern is that, like, okay, the build-up so far is really great, but if they don't deliver on that, like, final
Yeah.
climax for the series, that's going to leave a very bad taste in, like, everybody's mouths. Because, like, again, like I said, the build-up is really going up to something that seems to be massive, and if they don't deliver
Yeah.
on that, then that's going to be just really disappointing. Like, this, they're building the stakes for themselves. I just hope that they can live up to it.
For sure. I mean, I think if anything, the last two episodes could feel like a movie, and it's going to be really big in production value because this supposedly this budget for the show is 250 million.
That's more than Interstellar. That's more than the budget for Interstellar, this epic sci-fi film.
Yeah. Apparently, it's
So,
supposed to be around 200 million or more, and I think they're going to treat the last two episodes as a movie. That's what I'm.
really.
That's how I'm thinking. Because if they're going this route, right, and as you were saying, they're gonna do something big, like it's gonna be a big payoff. I think the last two episodes could be much bigger than we anticipated.
Yeah. So, we'll just have to wait and see. And, again, opening up, Q&A. If, for anyone watching or listening, leave your thoughts for WandaVision. What do you think of the series so far? Where do you think the series is going to go? Leave that all in the comment section below.